Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night. Race all of these broken dreams in flight. And we'll fly.
Green flag drops, with your foot hard to the floor. Do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to battle through to glory? 10 rounds, hypercars, and LMG T3s. Trophies sent to the homes of overall class podiums and big production broadcast on YouTube and Twitch. Plus a IMO setup bundle giveaway. Only the worthy will see it through to the checkered flag. Are you worthy? The GRDC World Sprint Championship on Le Mans Ultimate is open for sign-ups on SimGrid. Hit the link below.
Hello, good evening, welcome back to Sunday Night Racing here at GRDC. It is, of course, our Luke Addison Racing Sunday Series 3. This is round 3, this is the Hungaroring, and it's gonna get spicy tonight. How are we doing, everybody? It's good to be back. So we've got 6.5 minutes left in practice, so let's take a look at the current standings. So, AMS. How are the AMS doing? Top of the pile at the moment is young Mr. Yannick Schnaper, who is leading the chase from Jordan Canty, who is second. Damon Douglas scored his first ever sim racing podium last weekend at the Nürburgring. Fantastic performance. Really pleased for the lad. And he's currently sitting third. Renato Ribeiro currently fourth. Frank is fifth. Kev Walker 6th, Ash Canty 7th. David Blythe and Davey Sharp are both signed out of the race tonight, so won't be racing. In the Pro-Ams, we've got Jules Flint leading the way, followed by Jacob Borowick. And then we've got Paul Garnham currently sitting third. Roger Strebel, John Bunny Mitchell, Raul Pasta, Aero Visuri, Chrissy Wilson, Rob Homer round out your top 9 in Pro-Am. Don't forget there are 2 drop rounds to be taken off at the end of the season, the 2 worst results. And then on to pros. So currently we've got Dmitry Cherbenko leading Richie Gasson. Cormac Quinn is currently third. He's not racing tonight, unable to race. He's got some PC issues. Dan Moffat is currently fourth. Steve Morgan fifth, followed by Paul Sims. Abe Santima, who is sitting at the top of the timing towers we've seen so far in practice. James Phaeton, Matteo Lorenzetti, and Derek Bird round out your top 10. So, Hungaroring doesn't get raced that often, really. Not as often as it should. It's not on a lot of championship calendars normally. So, I'm really pleased to include it for Series 3. It's a really tricky technical track. And normally provides one of those tracks that often provides really good racing. It's quite difficult to pass here unless you can set it up going down into turn 1 or turn 2. It can be quite tricky to get moves done. So it should be an interesting battle tonight. So we've got 3.5 minutes left on the clock. So let's just run you through what we've got coming up at GRDC. So we've just announced our World Sprint Championship on LMU. Sign-ups are open on SimGrid. Hope you caught the promo video at the beginning there. Trophies up for grabs. We've got high-mo setups to give away before the season starts. It's a £6 entry fee, covers 10 rounds. We've got a big production broadcast planned that will be streamed here on GRDC, both on YouTube and Twitch. Also pleased to announce as well, we announced last week that we've got Ben heading up our broadcast department, but we've got him a co-commentator for the World Sprint Championship that will be on a Wednesday night that starts the 4th of Feb, and that is our very own club trustee Aero Visuri, the super smooth talking Fim, will be joining Ben in the comms box. So that is going to be pretty damn good. So if you're not signed up, get involved. Sign-up's opening on SimGrid. Join the Discord. The link for the Discord is in the description, and there you'll find the SimGrid links to get yourself signed up. Tomorrow night we have round 3 of our LMGT3 challenge on LMU. That's been a really good hard-fought GT3 championship so far, and I expect that is the way it will remain. Tuesday nights, some fun races on AMS2 if the need is there. Wednesday nights we are just planning obviously for our World Sprint Championship that I just announced. Thursday nights we have a bit of a laugh with in touring cars on Race Room, and then Friday night we have our LMU multi-class madness, where you've got GT3s, LMP2s, and the hypercars, and we have slightly different formats for the Friday races, and that is why it's called multi-class madness. So if you like your LMU, you like your multi-class racing, get in the Discord, get onto SimGrid and get yourself signed up. Right then, let's start focusing on the action. With 30 seconds left, and then the guys will be preparing for quali.
When the green flag drops, with your foot hard to the floor, do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to battle through to glory? 10 rounds, hypercars, and LMG T3s. Trophies sent to the homes of overall class podiums and big production broadcast on YouTube and Twitch. Plus a HIMO setup bundle giveaway. Only the worthy will see it through to the checkered flag. Are you worthy? The GRDC World Sprint Championship on Le Mans Ultimate is open for sign-ups on SimGrid. Hit the link below.
So we're just waiting for the timer to tick over. And apologies to the drivers out there. I seem to have left it on the wait time after the practice from Nords last week. So there we go, just ticked over now. So it's a little bit longer than I was expecting. Danny Moffat, first one out the pits. So it's going to be interesting to see how the guys fare, the pro drivers, the likes of Daniel Moffat, Richie Gasson, Paul Sims and co, with Abe Samtima being back this week. He wasn't racing in round 2 at the Nürburgring, but is definitely a bit quicker than the other pros, as we expected, to be fair. So is it going to be a case of, if they can take advantage of a mistake, will he make a mistake? That is the question. It's very, very easy to tot up the track cuts around Hungaroring. So we'll keep an eye on that, see how it goes. This is always the most challenging part of the stream for me, doing quali, to bring you all the action as people improve their times. The race is a lot easier to deal with. But as we got Danny Moffat starting his first flying lap, let's see what times he can put on the board. Danny back in his Iron Brew livery for tonight. Finally figured out how to work Livery Hub, bless him. So who is behind Dan? Oh, number 92 is the first one out of this. Damon is actually the first one out the pits. My apologies, Damon. Scored his first podium last week. He's pulled over to let the pros go. That might not have been too bad an idea, to be fair, because these guys behind him are going to be very quick. So Dan now heading round the last couple of corners, those long hairpins of the final two corners here at Hungaroring before this long sweeping right-hander. Can be tricky braking to get the line right, but as he heads down and crosses the line, puts the first time at 1:44.375. Richie Gasson pips it with a 1:43.997. Paul Sims posts a 1:44.392. Stevie Howes with a 1:44.885. Rob Homer 1:46.577. Derek Bird across the line goes 6th with a down to 7th, 1:44.912. Chrissy Wilson is currently pole in Pro-Am, with a 1:44.882. Graham Hefford is currently second in Pro-Am with a 1:44.912. Kev Walker posts the first AM time with a 1:45.497. Right, we should be able to start seeing who is actually on a hot, valid lap now and up on their times. So Bunny Mitchell is currently third in Pro-Am, 8th overall with a 1:44.912, exactly the same time as Graham Hefford. So Abe Santima has taken pole with a 1:42.925. Dan is half a second up as he heads down to the start-finish line and crosses the line with a 1:43.832. Richie Gasson pips him with a 1:43.745, but Paul Sims has taken second with a 1:43.590. Chrissy Wilson's... No, he hasn't. Steve Morgan has posted 1:44.147. 330 Kev Walker's just going to cross, but he's not up at the moment. Let's try and find who's on a valid lap, who's ending the lap. 301. I've missed it. Apologies. That was Jacob. He's 13th overall, 4th in Pro-Am for 1:45.550. Number 24 is coming round. That's John Bunny Mitchell, who's about to cross, not up on his previous lap at the moment. 996 is young Mr. Strebel. He is currently 4 tenths up as he crosses, as he comes round the last corner, and heads down, crosses the line. Is going to improve, jumps up to 17th overall, to 7th in Pro-Am of 1:46.050. Who's coming round there? Number 70, that's Richie Gasson. Dan is not on a valid lap. Richie Gasson is 2 tenths up as he heads to the last corner. He's got Paul Sims behind him. Also, he's just lost a bit of time. He's going to cross the line at the same time, with the same time as he did before. Paul Sims improves to 1:43.502. Richie Gasson third, with 1:43.745. Number 248's just crossed the lines. James Payson goes 6th, 1:44.505. 969. I can't find the number. Stevie Howes goes 7th with a 1:44.730. 830. 830. Can't find the number. It's 330. That's why. Kev Walker is improving lots. 1:45.160. Derek Bird crossed the line and has taken 7th with a 1:44.552. It's all too fast for me to keep up with. 24 is John Bunny Mitchell again, crosses the line. 1:44.912. 97 is Mikey Ball. He's not on a valid lap at the moment, or it might be on his first one. Let's see if he posted time. There's someone right behind him that's on a valid lap. So he does post a time. 1:48.375 for Mikey Ball. Number 248, James Payton, is just about the same as his previous lap at the moment. Can he improve coming around the last corner? He's a 10th up, so he 10th and a half up. He is going to improve, but stays 6th with 144.370. 969. Stevie Howes is not up at the moment. Cookie is posted a time 1:44.970. Derek Bird is not up at the moment. Number 92 is Damon Douglas. Damon is up at the moment. He's 2 seconds up on his previous lap as he comes around the last corner. It's 2 seconds up. He's going to be a massive improvement for Damon. He's going to cross the line for 1:48.005. Renato Ribeiro is on a valley lap. He's half a second up as he heads towards the last corner. Enjoying that McLaren because he's gained 2 tenths going in and out of the last corner. He's definitely going to improve, and he's going to jump up to 17th overall, second in Anvil, 1:45.350. Mikey Ball is 8.5 tenths up as he comes around the final corner. It's going to be a massive jump in time for Mikey Ball as well. 9.5 tenths up, jumps up to 24th overall and 6th in Anvil, 1:47.432. 1:63 just crossed the line. That was Steve, but it was exactly the same time as he did before, 1:44.117. Number 248, James Payton, is half a second up, heading toward the start finish line. Jumps up to 4th at 1:43.772. Superb lap. Rob Homer didn't improve. Danny Moffat didn't improve. 969. Steve Howes is not up on his lap. 330. Kev Walker is a 10th up and he's going to improve again. He's currently on pole for AM as it is. Improves just slightly, 1:45.187. Derek Bird, I didn't see if that was an improvement. Apologies, but he's 7th with a 1:44.552. Ooh, number 99. Ash Canty is not currently up on his lap. 1:59. Renato Ribeiro is just a fraction up. Oh, he just lost a bit of time going through the last corner. He's not going to improve. We've got just over 3 minutes left on the clock. We've not seen Abe yet. Our current pole sitter, Abe Santimo, is 2 tenths up as he comes round and negotiates the last couple of bends. He's definitely going to improve. He improves his pole time to a 1:42.415. James Payton, currently 3rd, is about 10th up on his previous lap. Just lost a bit coming out the final corner. Slightly light improvement to a 1:43.770. Number 10, Danny Moffat, is almost a 10th up. He's going to fractionally improve. Improves to a 43.812, but no jump up. Steve is Cookie. Oh, improved a little bit, 1:44.970. 330. We're not going to find the number in time. Kev Walker is not improving, 701. Derek Bird, just a slight improvement of 1:44.552. Number 49, Chris Wilson, is still on pole for Pro-Am for 1:44.567. Graham Hefford is not far behind him, but Jacob Boric has just pipped second place in Pro-Am, 10th overall with 144.627. It is fast and furious here at the Hungaroring. We are with Richie Gasson, who's coming around the last corner. He's improving nearly 3 tenths up. Goes second with a 143.477. Number 28, I missed. Apologies. That was young Mr. Shaper, 145.675. Oh, Stevie Morgan jumps up to third with a fourth even, with a 143.520. Dan Moffat is the next one on a hot lap, and he's 2.5 tenths up. He's improving nearly 3 tenths up. He is going to jump up to fifth with 143.632. Cookie is 8 tenths up, jumps up to seventh with a 144.127. Frank is third in AM 145.480. Jules, I can't see where she jumped up to. 20th overall with a 145.672. Jacob's not going to improve. Number 99, Old Man Canty, is 3 tenths up as he comes round the last corner. Currently 5th in AM, is going to improve. Stays 5th in AM, 24th overall, 146.970. Number 59 is Mr. Lorenzetti. He's 7 tenths up as he crosses the line, goes up to 10th. Overall 9th in Pro, 144.407. 163, it's all happening too fast. Steve Morgan's not quite improving. Dan is not on a improved time. Where is Cookie? Cookie's there. He's 3 tenths up. You'll keep an eye on Dan. He's not improved at all. Cookie is 4 tenths, about 4 tenths up as he comes round the last couple of corners. Can he improve? This is going to be a good lap for Cookie. 5, it's half a second up. It's going to be a good, jumps up to 5th with a 146.612. Number 18 is Jules. Jules currently 20th and 7th in Pro-Am at the moment. It's going to improve half a second up. 145.072. Number 96, Paul Garnham, is going to slightly improve and does 145.580. Jeez. Ooh, back in a sec.
When the green flag drops, with your foot hard to the floor, do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to battle through to glory? 10 rounds, hypercars, and LMG T3s. Trophies sent to the homes of overall class podiums and big production broadcast on YouTube and Twitch. Plus a HIMO setup bundle giveaway. Only the worthy will see it through to the checkered flag. Are you worthy? The GRDC World Sprint Championship on Le Mans Ultimate is open for sign-ups on SimGrid. Hit the link below.
So we're just waiting for the session to tick over to the race session. So let's just run you through our grid. So Abe Santima, pole position, top of the pro standings. Richie Gasson second, Paul Sims third, Steve Morgan fourth, Richard Cook fifth, Danny Moffat sixth, James Payton seventh. On pole in Pro-Am, we had Graham Hefford, which is 8th overall. Chrissy Wilson, 2nd in Pro-Am, which is 2nd, 12 overall. 3rd in Pro-Am is Jacob Borowick. Let's just bring my timing ball back up. There we go. Pro in Am is Kev Walker, which is 15th overall. Renato Ribeiro is 2nd in Am, 18th overall. And Frank Steineck, our buddy from Holland, is 3rd in Am, 19th overall. So let's just remind you of the rules of the race. It is a 60-minute race. There is a mandatory pit stop for tyres, but no refueling allowed. So as the guys just prepare for their formation lap, a chance to get some heat into those tyres and brakes before we drop the green flag and are racing here at Hungaroring. So the make or break factors tonight for the guys are, of course, nailing your pit stop. It's so easy to lose time by getting down to the pit limit of speed before pit entry line, and obviously not going straight up on the jacks when you're in the box. Pit stop is a place where you can lose a race and you can potentially gain positions as well. Here at Hungaroring, like so many other tracks on the ACC track roster, is where track limits can come into play here. Could a drive-through be the ruin of somebody's race? So many unanswered questions that will all come apparent over the next 60 minutes. Lots on the line for the guys. In sim racing, everything is virtual, of course, except for the prizes that are up for grabs here at Luke Addison Racing Sunday Series 3. Each overall winner from each class will receive the winner's trophy sent to their home, as will the second and third runners-up will also have trophies sent to their home, and that is in each class. There is also a driver's vote at the end of the season for their driver of the championship. And now that not necessarily one of the fastest guys, it might be someone who has improved dramatically, and they will also get a driver of the championship trophy sent to their home. Is there a bigger accolade you can receive than the one from your fellow racing drivers on the track, your fellow competitors? That's not it though. There are Luke Addison Racing coaching sessions to be won for those who didn't make the top 3, and those will be decided by myself and our club trustees here at GRDC. So there is lots to there's lots on the line, really, in the terms of sim racing. But as the guys head round the final corner in pairs, side by side, as we wait for the lights to go green at Hungaroring. Green, green, green. We are racing here at Hungaroring. 60 minutes of racing coming up as they head down to the first corner. We stay with the helicam because this can... Oh, there's a slight touch on the rear end and a little bit... That's the first accident we've seen at the first corner this season. Well, actually, for quite a number of races. It is treacherous down to turn 1 here at Hungaroring. We will try to capture all of the battles as they unfold. But everybody seems to be back up and going. Shape it seems to have been the worst. Come off the worst in that. Once the guys cross the start-finish line for the first time, my timing tower will be able to give us all the details of where the battles are so we can keep all of the action coming. But out in front we've got Abe Santima. No surprise really, the guy is bloody quick, let's be honest. We got Richie Gasson second, Paul Sims is third, followed by Steve Morgan, Richie Cook, Dan Moffat, James Payton, and then we've got the first of our Pro-Am drivers, Graham Hefford, 8th overall. But as the guys start coming down, the start-finish straight to start lap 2. So we see Jacob Borowick making a move on Derek Bird, getting it done. Somebody ran wide at the back. That was Barney Mitchell. Right, let's start zooming in on the action. We've got Barney Homer just getting past Rob Homer. We've got Kev Walker right behind him. As the cars start to just find their rhythm now. Tyres getting warm. Brakes up to temperature. We'll start seeing these battles underway as we've got Chris Wilson at the moment, 13th overall, 4th in Pro-Am, chasing down Jules Flint. Canty's just gone past Strebel. What's going on? Oh, David Blythe is racing tonight. I thought he signed out of the race. It's good to see him back. We've got Strebel with his windscreen wipers going. Looks like he's having a little bit of bother. Strebel is in Pro-Am, but he's got 3. Oh, it's David Blythe just going too deep into the last corner. Jacob has... Let's just jump back, see what's happened here, because he's got past Graham Hefford. And this is for P1 in Pro-Am. So Hefford looks down the... Oh, so Hefford looks down the inside. Okay, so Steve Howe's got past Graham Hefford, and then young Mr. Borowick has also managed to get the job done as well. Let's jump back to Chrissy Wilson versus Jules Flint. Chris can't just quite get that Aston around those tricky bends quite as quick as the McLaren, but he's right up the chuff of Jules Flint as he head towards the last couple of corners. Is he going to be close enough to... Oh, he just gets... I think perhaps he might have gone a little bit to avoid Jules then, perhaps not got the lie right, as we just see Strebel get past one of the AM drivers who was in front of him. Chris Wilson. What happened to Chris there? Let's just jump back and have a look, because he was ever so close to the rear end, but he's just brakes practically a fraction late compared to what the McLaren did and had to take avoidant action. At least he managed to not... so young Mr. Strebel now passed. Probably Ash got out the way there, because that's a nice easy pass for Strebel. So he's only got one more AM in front of him in the shape of Kev Walker before he can then start to see if he can reel in those Pro-Ams in front of him. A fast and furious start here to round 3. But all the action is toward the back at the moment, as we see Frank Stenick, our buddy from Holland, our man in Amsterdam. I don't actually think he's from Amsterdam, but is chasing down David Blythe, who did have a bit of a rough couple of corners, it looked at the beginning, but now has got... David has got Frank breathing down his neck. Renato is trying to get a move done on Frank and goes down the inside, gets it done. The sign is in the way. But is Frank going to be close enough to do anything? Can he keep it in the slipstream? Or let's just jump to Derek Bird. He's looking down, just pulls out, shows his nose, but just pulls out. Not quite alongside enough to get a move done. But let's jump back to this battle at the moment, because it is all going off here, and Frank is looking down the inside. Don't think he's close enough to set a move up. He's got quite a sensible driver, is Frank. Not going to do it yet, but Paul Garnham making a move, gets it a bit deep though, perhaps a bit too late on the brakes. And Mikey Ball gets the place taken back. But as we jump back to some pro action, finally, we've got Steve Morgan on the rear diffuser of Paul Sims. Now, these two had a bit of a coming together last week. You don't often see Paul Sims getting tangled up, but just caught the rear end of Steve last weekend, and unfortunately that was enough for him to go off track and see the penalty. Keep an eye on this battle, because Derek Bird now is trying to go down the inside of Graham. He does. I think Graham will have given that up as well, because that is not a battle for points. Two different classes going at it there. As we see, Damon Douglas is right. He's looking down the inside of Ash Canty. Just clips that bloody sign. Keeps getting in the way. Good evening, Mr. Wallace, sir. Welcome to the Hungaroring. David Blythe just looks like he got a wiggle on then. And my Twitch is blank also. Is it? Oh, that's shitty. I'll have to deal with that later. It will have to stay blank. As we see Frank, he's looking down the inside of Renato Ribeiro. He is alongside. But now he's also got Mr. Schaefer right there as well. There's lots of action going on this week in the AMs. This is great to see. Oh, it's back. That's good. Thank goodness for that. The Helicam seems to be the best camera round here, as we've got a bit of a 2, 4, 6 car battle here in AM. We've got old man Canty, who is currently second in AM, 18th overall. Or you see Renato, and Damon Douglas just coming to slight blows there. Renato is giving... Sorry, I got that wrong. Ash Canty second in AM. Kev Walker is first, but we saw Renato just clip the rear end of... It shows VOD. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I'll have to do it later. Right. So, a change of positions back in AM as Renato caught the rear end of David Douglas, but the sporting spirit of Renato. Oh, that's unfortunate. Not sure who that was. That was Paul Sims. Paul Sims got the spin on and has lost so many positions. That is going to be frustrating for Paul. This is... It's all going off here tonight. What I said at the very beginning, this always brings out great racing, as we see. Paul's still stuck there. There's too many cars coming around. Paul is hemorrhaging positions, as we saw Shaper get past Frank and take third in AM, 18th overall. Good evening, Barry Garham. We got Dan Moffat starting to put lots of pressure on the rear end of Cookie. But let's just jump back to this quickly, as we got Shaper was bumper to bumper but had to back out. Now, is Dan going to be able to get the move done? That Mustang is going to be bloody quick in a straight line, and it is. He's not able to draw in, even in the slipstream. We see Paul Garnham getting, well, bloody signs in the way again, past Mikey Ball. Not a battle for points, so I think Mike would have given that up nice and easy. We've got young Mr. Shaper is reeling in old man Canty. He seems to be drawing him in as they... But he's not going to be close enough as they come down to turn one. But has to take avoiding action. Got the braking distance all wrong compared to the BMW in front, but does manage to avoid the rear end of Ash's Porsche. Woo! Shaper is there again. He's going to have another crack at getting past Ash. This is a battle for second in AM class. So I don't think Ash is going to want to give it up that easily to get just a little bit of a wiggle on under braking. We'll check back on that in a sec, but we can see John Bunny Mitchell has reeled Jules Flint in again. This is a battle for third in Pro-Am class. Oh, Kev Walker is looking down the inside of Rob Homer, but there's just not alongside enough at the moment. Aero, let's just jump back 15 seconds. I think Aero has got past Paul Garnham. Paul, he just gets a bit of a slide on. It's such a tricky track, this. Get the power down too early and you will get a wiggle on just like Paul did there. Now we can see Frank. This is Frank Steink is chasing down Shaper. This is a battle. This was a two-way battle, but he's now going to turn into a three-way battle. So just checking in on the John Bunny Mitchell. Got Chrissy Wilson right behind him as well. This is going to turn into a three-way battle very, very quick. As we see, Frank has just run a bit wide when he was looking to, I think, attempt the pass to Shaper, but Shaper's trying to tee up a move on Old Man Canty. But Canty keeps it in front for now. But Shaper is trying to go round the outside. Round the outside. Round the outside. And gets the move done. Bravery came off. He kept his foot in. Possibly a bit of a track cut. But was it worth it? Because he's now taken P2 in Am. And got past Old Man Canty. But Ash doesn't have a good exit out of the chicane, and Frank nearly managed to slip by, but just had to back off the last second. Right, we've got 44 minutes left on the clock. What an action-packed 16 minutes we've had, as we now see the sign. Aero Visuri has now caught up to these battling Ams. Frank gives way. It's not his battle. And allows Aero through. Right, are they spread out just enough, just to touch, take stock of what's going on? We've just seen Frank has just... Oh, he's gone into the pits. Right, okie dokie. Right. No rest for the wicked, as we see. Oh. Graham just got it a little bit wrong there. Looking to make a move on the pro driver, Derek Bird, but has now got all sorts of pressure from behind in the shape of Jules Flint. Right, let's touch base. We'll see our leader, Abe Sentima, running away with it at the moment. 12.3 seconds in the lead. And has currently got the fastest lap of the race with a 1:43.555. Richie Gasson, first time we've seen Rich tonight, except for at the start, is second, 12.5 seconds behind Abe. But looking good at the moment for third. Richard Cook. This is good stuff from Cookie. He's had a tough couple of races at the beginning of this championship, and he's now currently second. But let's just jump back, because we've got Aero Visuri going down the inside of Old Man Canty. Ash would have moved out the way, because again, that's not his battle. Pro going past Am. So Danny Moffat is fourth overall. Can't quite get close enough to Cookie to challenge for that podium place. Paul Sims started to make his way through a couple of the back markers after having to wait an eternity after he spin right on the inside of turn 2. Right. Our Pro-Am leader is Jacob Borowick. Had a rough race last week at the Nürburgring. He's currently leading our Pro-Am class, and he's 8th overall. Second in Pro-Am is Graham Hefford. Graham also racing here at GRDC on LMU with us as well. We've got a 3-way Pro-Am battle right behind that Porsche of Derek Bird, who is currently 9th overall, 8th in class, as Derek goes into the pits. But this is giving a great opportunity for Jules to look down the inside of the Ferrari of Graham Hefford, and he's alongside. It looks like he's going to get this move done, but it's a nice wide corner, so Graham is not out of the battle just yet, as we see Shaper got a drive through, and that can only be for track limits, as Graham looks back down the inside. These two are side by side round turn 2. Just gets that Ferrari in front. The McLaren a little bit squiggly under putting the power down, and that is John Bunny Mitchell right behind as well. This is a cracking three-way battle and this is second, third and fourth in Pro-Am class. So young Mr. Shaper has got a drive through. Now I did say, was that a risky move when he overtook Ash Canty round the outside? And it did look like he ran a bit wide. And I did fear that he took a track cut to get the position. But it was for P2 in class. But there is still 39 minutes left on the clock. So there was more than that when that overtake was done. As we see Dan Moffat still not close enough to the rear end of that Mustang from Cookie to do anything about it down the straight. He just gets it a little bit wrong. Just takes some avoiding action, which is now given the opportunity for Steve Morgan to put the pressure on. We'll keep an eye on this, but we also want to keep an eye on this battle. Three-way battle for second in Pro-Am as Jules is putting all the pressure on the Ferrari in front of Graham Hefford. The helicam gives us the best view because we can see the cars coming behind. So not only is John Bunny Mitchell just behind this battle for second in Pro-Am, but you can also see Chrissy Wilson is now catching up to this. What was a two-way battle is soon going to become a four-way battle. Too many O's, Mr. Wallace. The Nightbot does not like it. I still need to sort that out. You are quite right. His name does need emotion. As we see, Dan Moffat is now in the pits. Graham Hefford has got just a little bit of breathing room now. As we can see, Buddy Mitchell was so close to the rear of that McLaren, he had to back out. And that is giving the opportunity for Chris Wilson to show his nose down the inside, but not close enough yet to get a move. Great action from our Pro-Am drivers, but Chrissy Wilson is putting lots of pressure on now. As Bunny got just a little bit out of sorts coming out of turn 1. Can Chris start putting more pressure on, or is that going to draw Bunny away from the battle that was unfolding in front of him? As Jules is trying to reel the Ferrari of Graham Hefford back in. This is where all the action is at the moment. The first part of the race was all about the AMs, but now the Pro-Ams are showing how the battling is done here at GRDC. I think Steve Morgan is starting to reel Cookie in as well, so I will keep an eye on the timing tower. As we just see now Paul Sims making his way back through some of the glass flow. Steve Morgan has... Oh, Cookie's gone in the pits. I was going to say that was a bloody quick overtake, but it's fine. It's in the pits. We didn't miss anything. So Cookie's in the pits. Steve Howes is in the pits as well. Mikey Ball is also in the pits. Frank is still in the pits. So he's not... Doesn't look like he's come back out after having some issues. Paul Sims going down the inside. Oh, they're so close then. Oh, Bunny. Almost sent young Jules off toward the gravel then. Chrissy Wilson's in the pits as well. Kev Walker is now reeling in. Pro-Am driver Rob Homer, Porsche v Porsche, Am versus Pro-Am. So Dan is back out to the pits. Frank forgot to put the fuel in. Frankie. So Cookie's out the pits and starting to make his way through some of the Am drivers. And it's all sending my timing tower a bit mental. Young Mr. Canty, young Jordan, why are you not racing tonight? I saw that you signed out. Everything okay, I hope? Paul Sims now has caught up with Aero Visuri, Chrissy Wilson. John Bunny Mitchell is in the pits. Chris Wilson just making his way through some of the back markers as well, as we see Aero giving lots of space for Paul Sims to come by. But that is a Nissan I-Spy. Is Mr. Garnham going to try and get a move done on Aero? This is for points. Got the flu, so no racing this weekend. I can't even get out of bed. Oh, mate. There's been so much of it going around. It has been really shit. I was rough, as you know, a few weeks back as well. So I hope you get better soon, mate. And it doesn't last for long, because it seems to linger at the moment. Right, so while the field is... Oh, what's gone... What was that? There was a car back there. I can't see who it was. Right, while they're a bit spread out, while these pit stops are happening, because Steve Morgan's in the pits, James Payton is now in the pits as well. We'll touch base with our race lead. Not really seen much of him, simply because he's too fast and got no one else around him. Abe Santima leads the way. Got the fastest lap of the race as well, and it's improved since last time we saw him. It's 1:43.077 as well. Not much camera time for Rich Gasson. I'm sure he won't mind, because he's not having to defend off anything at the moment from the likes of Danny Moffitt or Steve Morgan or Paul Sims. Obviously, Paul had his spin and lost so many places. Jacob Borowick is currently leading Pro-Am. Graham Hefford second. Jules Fink third. Rob Homer fourth. But of course, the pit stops all need to jostle about and get themselves back into battling position. It does give me a bit of time to have a bit of a drink though, thank you. Be there for the next one. That is good news, mate. It's not the same without you, my friend. So Kev Walker still leading Am class at the moment. But we'll just jump to Dan Moffitt. who is having to negotiate some of the drivers who haven't pitted yet. So he's got Paul Garnham right in front of him. Paul is experienced though, and he won't make it difficult for Dan to get past. I would imagine Paul will be coming in very, very soon. Anyway, oh! As a couple of the drivers just tripping themselves up at the moment as we still sorting out the pitters from the pitties and the pitted. But that has given the opportunity for Steve Morgan to try and reel that Mustang of Cookie in. But he's so quick down the straight, that Mustang. So Paul Garnham is indeed in the pits, as is Graham Hefford. Hefford is out the pits now. And look who is right behind him. It is John Bunny Mitchell and Chris Wilson. The battle that took place in the first half of the race looks like it's going to unfold as well in the second half of this race. 28 minutes left on the clock. And this is, I think, is going to be the battle for P2 in Pro-Am once all the pit stops sort themselves out. But Chrissy Wilson is all over the rear end of John Bunny Mitchell's Porsche. Beautiful notes there from that Aston Martin as we see Aero is in the pits. Paul Sims is in the pits. Jacob Borowick is in the pits. Am race leader Kev Walker is now in the pits as well. Can Chris open up that Aston Martin and look down the inside? Is he going to be able to get the move done? Bunny covers him off, just covering that line off a little bit defensively, going in early. Maybe in IRL, Mr. Juiced, but here at GRDC and everywhere else in sim racing, we have to do it this way to separate the drivers. You could call it silver class if you so wished, but if we called it gold, silver and bronze, gold doesn't match the white number boards of the pros, and bronze doesn't match the red number boards of the AMs. So we call it as it is. Pro-Am and Am. And that's not actually quite correct, is it? Because it'd be a Pro-Am, because you'd have a Pro driver and an Am driver. Well, thank you for your input, Lawrence. But we call it Pro-Am and Am. Chrissy Wilson still piling all the pressure on. Can he get... It's not quite close enough. Is he going to look down the inside? Hasn't quite got close enough, as we see Derek Bird now all over the rear end of Pro-Am driver Paul Garnham. He's got the run. That Nissan is very, very quick in a straight line though, and he's not quite quick enough yet, as we see in the background there. Our race leader, Abe San Seema, coming out of the pits. Let's just jump to Stevie Morgan, because he's still trying to reel in the Mustang of Cookie. Not close enough yet. That Mustang really showing its dominance down the start-finish straight. So we've got Renato Ribeiro, third in AM, 20th overall. Trying to reel in pro driver Derek Bird, who is trying to reel in Pro-Am driver Paul Garnham. As we see Strebel, I think what he was doing was letting some of the higher class drivers through, but what that's done is also let... I'm a bit confused, because he let Paul Garnham through as well. That's not quite sure what happened there. Keep an eye on this. As Steve Morgan, bloody sign, and that camera angle is terrible. Really needs to try and set a move up before the start finish straight. Just jump back, because we see Bird, they were side by side, but the legs on that Nissan just managing to open up enough to keep the Porsche at bay. Steve Morgan still couldn't do anything about the pace of that Mustang down the start finish straight. Old man Canty in the pits. Jules Flint has got a drive through. That's going to be devastating for Jules. Chrissy Wilson still not close enough to make a move yet. This is a battle for second in Pro-Am at the moment. Graham got a nice little cushion of a second and a half in front of Bunny's Porsche. A bit of breathing space for Graham after the battles that were going on in the first half of the race. Well, we've got a bit of space. Let's just check in with our AM leader, Kev Walker. Dominant performance tonight, again in AM class. He is leading the AM by some way, currently 12th overall. The next AM is Renato Ribeiro in 18th. So quite a way back from Kev Walker. Steve Morgan still cannot get on terms enough with that Mustang to try and get a move done. But we now see what was a two-way battle could turn into a three. But actually, this is giving Bunny a bit of breathing space, and has taken Chris's attention off of attacking and more defensive, as Jacob is trying to track down and wants that P3 position, as Chris just gets it a little bit wrong on the exit. And this might be the advantage that Jacob needs to get that McLaren onto terms with the Aston Martin to try and get a move done. Derek Bird still jump back because Jacob was looking down the inside. I was just about to say, Derek Bird still can't do anything about that Pro-Am driver of Paul Garnham in front of him. Such a difficult track to actually get a move done and dusted on, unless you can be right on the rear spoiler of the car going down the start finish straight. That is your best opportunity to get a move done. Otherwise, you've got to be big and brave, just like Derek Bird is trying to get a move done round the outside. We saw who did we see do that earlier? Mr. Shaper go round the outside of Old Man Cansey at that exact same position, but just backed out at the last second. Unlike Mr. Shaper, I think may have got a track cut to trying to go around the outside. But you do have to be big and brave and so confident you can throw it down the inside or around the outside and make it stick. Jacob now all over that rear diffuser of Chrissy Wilson. Chris doing just enough to keep him at bay. I think Steve was able to catch up just a bit more than Cookie would have liked, as they had to take, as they sort of went rounds. Ash all done a good job, all staying away, but that Mustang just too damn quick down the start finish straight. But here comes James Payton. We've not seen much of James tonight. He's getting closer and closer to that Lamborghini of Steve Morgan, as we still see Derek Bird really trying every which way but loose to try and get past that Nissan of Paul Garnham. Looking down the inside, Paul covers him off, goes defensive. But that may bring Renato Ribeiro into the fold as well. Let's just jump. Oh, Jacob has taken advantage of Chris just having to lift because going past a back marker, and Chris gets it a little bit wrong, goes into the rear of the BMW, the back marker. I think that was Damon Douglas. He's just what Jacob needed, and he takes that P3 position in Pro-Am at the moment. Derek Bird still not been able to get the better of get the better of Paul Garnham. "14 minutes left on the clock." Steve having the same issue that Derek Bird has. Can't quite get close enough alongside to get a move done. Such tricky corners to try and set up a move. He's literally going to have to be inside the boot of that Mustang down this off this corner to have a chance to throw it down the inside into turn one. And that Mustang just opens up and pulls away from the Lamborghini with the Lamborghini in his slipstream. And this is just what James Payton needs. It's round this part of the track before the last corner that Steve needs to try and set up and move and get it done. Derek Bird still having no luck. And Shaper has got a drive-through. I think that is his second drive-through of the race. Track limits. We spoke about how tough track limits here are at the Hungaroring when you are trying it to push it, when you're driving on and beyond the limit. "12 minutes left. Abe Samtina still leads the race and has the fastest lap of a 1:42.525. This two-way battle is now a three-way battle. Can James Payton be close enough to the back of that Lamborghini as they come off the last corner down the start-finish straight? Steve just a little bit quicker than James through those last couple of corners. The screaming V10 Mustang just looks to the inside, just trying to see if he can put Cookie off just a little bit, getting his mirrors. And he may have done that as Cookie runs just a fraction wide on the exit. But that Mustang's so quick out of the corners. Steve is now not quite on the line he would have wanted to be going into turn two. And Strebel, good spot. Gaz. Master Strebel has got a drive-through. That will be for track limits. Derek still looking, but no joy yet. As we see, Jacob has now caught up with John Bunny Mitchell and he's putting all the pressure on the rear end of that Porsche. 10.5 minutes left to go in this 60-minute round 3 race. This is a battle for P2 in Pro-Am. Steve Morgan is closer than he has been all race. But that Mustang is just driving away from him down the straight as Jacob is down the inside of John Bunny Mitchell as they head round the right-hander. He's got the move done. That's a really good overtake from Jacob. Nicely set up, nicely executed. We'll just again jump to these battles. Oh, Cookie just a little bit slower through the midsection of that corner. No, I thought Derek was going to be close enough then to make a move, but he's not. Back to this battle for 4th and 5th in Pro. Steve tried to go round the outside, not quite enough this time, but he's really feeling the pressure now is Cookie. Derek may now have got the inside. Oh, he's backed out, but Paul goes wide. Back to this battle as Steve, has he got the inside? Is he close enough to get a move done? Not just. So cautious, the pair of them. They don't. They'd rather finish 2nd and 3rd than finish lower, because that is James Payton ready to pounce right behind if anything went wrong. He's going to need to be closer than that if he's trying to get a move done on that Mustang. And can James now start to put more pressure on? Steve does a very good job of going into and out of turn 1. I will breathe in just over 7.5 minutes when this race is done. Right. Superb action from our pro drivers. Superb action from our Pro-Am drivers. So let's just touch base with a couple. Abe Santima, 36.5 seconds in the lead. It's been a walk in the park for Abe. Rich Gasson, though, has a nice 10-second lead over 3rd place, Danny Moffat. Both going to score big points, though. Cookie. Oh, Steve Morgan's got a drive-through. We did talk about drive-throughs making or breaking races, and that will be music to Richard Cook's ears as he will see that Lambo go into the pits, and he's got a little bit of breathing space. Disaster for Steve Morgan, but he was pushing so hard, pushing the limits of the car, pushing the limits of the track. But this time he has got a drive-through penalty for track limits, so he can kiss goodbye to his big points. Let's check in with our Pro-Am leader, Graham Hefford. This has been a good performance from Graham. But look, just in the background there, you can see the McLaren of Jacob Borowick. There is 5.5 minutes left on the clock. Can Jacob reel in this 1.5 second gap to Graham Hefford and challenge for P1 in Pro-Am before that gets intense for the last couple of laps? John Bunny Mitchell is in P3 and Chrissy Wilson is in P4. Our Pro-Am leader, Kev Walker, an absolutely sterling race from Kev tonight, as it has been all season long so far. Solid performance. This bloke is knocking on the door of being a Pro-Am driver for Series 4. Because he has got a massive lead on second placed AM driver, Renato Ribeiro. A great performance for Renato. They're going to score some big points tonight. He's looking good for his P2 in AM. He's got a 31 second lead over third place AM driver, Old Man Canty. Right. Paul Sims reeling Kev Walker in. Kev won't be battling. He'll just let Paul Sims through because it's not a battle for points. Half a second behind Cookie, James Payton is now. Is he going to be able to... Oh, let's just jump back to... If I could find my cursor. There it is. Jacob Borowick is now under half a second behind Graham Hefford. And he's looking to go around the outside. He's looking to... And he gets it done. They do rub doors. They do rub a lot of paint. And he takes the lead in Pro-Am. Was a big move. The stewards will be having a look at it. Of course, because there was contact there. So they will be having a look. James not close enough to be... or make use of any slipstream, really. As we just see Paul Sims just reeling Kev Walker in. And I would imagine Kev will not make it difficult for Paul to get past. But let's jump back to the battle for points, for the battle for fourth place in Pro. We're coming up to 2 minutes left on the clock. Two minutes left on the clock. As you can see that Abe is just hurtling down to turn one now. So we'll have this lap and one more lap of racing here in round 3 of our Luke Addison Racing Sunday Series 3. Damon Douglas has got a drive through. That will be for track limits. Gutted for Damon. Had such a solid performance with his first podium last weekend at Nürburgring, as indeed Kev Walker did let Paul Sims by. Nice and easy. Not a battle for points. Not his battle Am v Pro there. Right, there's a back marker. Will this come into play? Will this slow Cookie down at all? There's a back marker now in between Cookie and James Payton. James will want to get past. Nice job from the back marker. Perfect, in fact. That is how you let cars through under blue flags, ladies and gentlemen. Who was it? It was young Damon Douglas. Well done, Damon. Excellent effort, mates. We might even use that as a video clip of how to let cars past under blue flags. Steve Morgan got the drive-through. Is trying to get a place back. He's looking to reel in Steve Howes, but there is not much time left on the clock. I'm just going to keep an eye on this, of course, but we will also keep an eye on where Abe is. We certainly are. Old man Canty is looking good for his third run on the podium spot. We'll keep an eye on that battle, but let's just check in with race leader. We've not really seen much of him because he's been too quick. A lights to flag performance where he is 41 seconds in front of P2 Richie Gasson. As he heads through the third and final sector on lap 34 of this round 3 race. As he rounds the last corner, flashing his lights. Well done, sir. A performance worthy of the 40-second lead he's got over P2 Richie Gasson, as Richie Gasson is now coming down through the final sector of the final lap. A great performance from Richie Gasson again tonight. Always clean, always fast, always in the big points. Rounds the last corner. P2, big points on the board for Richie Gasson. Well done, sir. Club GRDC Club Trustee Daniel Moffat. Well done, sir. Cookie. Nice points there. Had James Payton right up his chuff as they crossed the line. Excellent work. But the battle still continues. We are battling all the way to the line. Steve Howes versus Steve Morgan. We got a pair of Steves. McLaren versus Lambo. Steve Howes brings it home. Kev Walker has already crossed the line, winning AM. Jacob Borowick, P1 in Pro-Am. John Bunny Mitchell, P2 in Pro-Am. As we see, Graham Hefford is going to be the last one to cross the line. And this is a P3 for Mr. Hefford tonight. An excellent effort with Kev Walker winning AM. Oh, he's gone into the pits. He's gone into the pits. Kev Walker winning AM. Renato Ribeiro second in AM. Old man Canty third in AM and gets himself on the podium. What a night. And he's going to do some donuts to show off as well. What a night here at GRDC. That's the way we do it. We are back next week. I will leave you with this just before I say good night.
When the green flag drops, with your foot hard to the floor, do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to battle through to glory? 10 rounds, hypercars, and LMG T3s. Trophies sent to the homes of overall class podiums and big production broadcast on YouTube and Twitch. Plus a IMO setup bundle giveaway. Only the worthy will see it through to the checkered flag. Are you worthy? The GRDC World Sprint Championship on Le Mans Ultimate is open for sign-ups on SimGrid. Hit the link below.
Get yourself signed up. World Sprint Championship. Sign-ups open on Discord, on SimGrid. Join the Discord. The link is in the description. We will catch you next week.